And now I'm zooming from Cape Town to Uyo, to Nigeria, where I welcome George Uriesi, an old friend. George and I worked together in Cape Town on one of the boards here many years ago. George, how are you?
I'm good, thank you, Nils. Good to see you again. You're not growing older.
Thank you, thank you. I was about to pay you the same compliment. George, we haven't seen each other for a while, for way too long, but you are the COO of Ibom Air, which is an airline in Nigeria. From what I read, the most successful one right now, and one that has got high accolades and whatever. How long have you been going now?
The airline has been operating now for about 18 months. Call that 20 months now, 20 months. And but we were up and doing before we started flying. So we were up, we're probably 2.5 years, flying for 18 months. And it's been a harrowing experience to start an airline just before COVID-19.
I can just about imagine.
So we were learning.
I know nothing about airlines, but I can just about imagine what it means to operate any kind of business into this crisis that we're talking about. Now, those of us who have traveled on the African continent know a little bit about air travel in Africa, across Africa, and whatever. What brought Ibom Air about? What was it? Was it an answer? Because there were already airlines in the Nigerian market. What brought it about that you and your shareholders started Ibom Air?
Well, there was always a niche to be filled, a gap, because schedule reliability, on-time performance are things that are almost happy-go-lucky. If you score, you score. If you don't, more often than not, you don't score. You get to spend the whole day at the airport waiting. And we thought we could position an airline that would give schedule reliability, so people could rely on our schedules for their travel, on-time performance, so people knew that they could maximize the productivity of their day by choosing which flight to go on, and always have those flights operate on schedule. And then we introduced also an element we call superior service. And it has worked out. We've had very, very high schedule reliability because of the quality of the airplanes we use. And we have unmatched on-time performance for 20 straight months. So it has helped us ease into the market very quickly. And even in the diminished market after COVID-19, we have had a pretty good recovery in our numbers and in our load factors, because people now rely on us to get them where they're going when we say we're going, and on time.
Yeah. Right. So you are proving those people wrong that have this what I call Afro-pessimism, where people say, "Oh, Africa," And I'm personally, as you know, I'm very passionate about the continent, I get very upset when people do it, because it can be done, and you're proving it can be done. What has the response been? I mean, is it? Have you? I'm sure you do competitor analysis and whatever. How much business share have you taken away from those guys that are behaving in the way of, oh well, if we're not on time, then we're not on time?
Well, we have taken sufficient business share, let me say market share, because what has happened is we had a target load factor, and we've exceeded our target load factor by far. We're at 85% load factor, and it keeps improving month on month. So we don't worry too much about the market itself and how much share we have. We worry about how many people we put on each flight we operate. And as long as we're getting 85 and above load factor, then our business is doing well. And it's getting fuller even after COVID-19, particularly because people rely on the airline to go where they're going, when they want to go, and on time. So it's been good for us, but it's also, let me not make it sound easy. It's an obstacle course to do this airline business in Africa. It's an obstacle course, and many people have burned their fingers. But we chose to go a different route, to get smaller regional jets, kind of like what SA Express used to use, the CRJ 200s. We took the CRJ 900s. Mm-hmm. We felt that those were the right aircraft type for the route structure, 1 hour flights, carrying 90 passengers, burning far less fuel than our competitors who fly 737s and the like. And so it has worked out. The mathematics has worked out. It's now the sustainability of the model. In light of the marauding COVID-19, all the mutant viruses coming in and hoping that there's not going to be another shutdown and all of that. But we move from day to day, and we're very happy with the results we're getting.
Yeah. I watched the post that you do on that you share on social media and whatever, and very impressive. I mean, for an airline that just started into a crisis, the kind of accolades that you collect are fantastic. Now, coming back to the more regional or continental travel, is that something which you're eyeing at? Are you looking at going beyond the borders of Nigeria? I mean, I'm sitting in Cape Town, and I'm looking at getting to Lagos, getting to Abuja, with the demise of SAA. I'm probably now looking at Rwandair or at Ethiopian or at one of the Middle Eastern carriers, which again upsets me as an African resident to say I have to get out of Africa to get back into Africa, and that is crazy.
Yes. No, we definitely have designs. We want to grow organically, take the market in Nigeria first, establish our bona fides, schedule reliability, on-time performance, excellent service, and then we'll venture out into the region, West Africa, Central Africa, and we have a plan to change our aircraft type in the next couple of years to start operating further than just the periphery of Nigeria and start stretching it to Senegal, to Cairo, to Nairobi, and South Africa. But that will take a few years.
Yeah, because people outside of the continent do not appreciate the distances that that we need to travel when we need to go from A to B often via C or D. George, who's behind Ibom Air? Who's the financial force, the financial muscle behind that?
Okay, it's a state government called Akwa Ibom State of Nigeria. It has a governor who comes from the private sector. He was a bank CFO before he ventured into politics. So it has a very business-minded way of doing things. And he decided to do a number of things, including set up an airline, which was laughed at when he said it at the beginning. But he did go out and source for professionals to run the airline as a private entity. And his mandate to us is make this work, let it give people access to Akwa Ibom, let it give people jobs, let it become a center of excellence. So we have an MRO under construction. We have a new terminal that we co-designed so that it works with our hub strategy. Mm-hmm. And he made sure that we went to the market to get money, but they guarantee the money because they're the state government. And so far, we've done better than our business plan up till now. So he's very happy. We are very happy. And we're trying to navigate through these rough skies of COVID-19. We believe that if COVID-19 passes, we have a very good model that's sustainable, as long as there are no more shutdowns.
Yeah, because I mean, this is the whole state-owned airline business, didn't have a very good name over the last few years because of let's call it complications. Like looking at SAA and looking at a couple of others. Air Namibia has just shut its doors last week, I think it was. So you're showing that there is a way to do it, and hopefully also ensuring the longevity. George, you also you kind of are between Nigeria and between the US of A. You're a resident of Atlanta, if I remember correctly, and where we tried to meet once before, but you were in Nigeria when I was in Atlanta. So the life of the jet setters. Month of February is the month where mainly in the States, Black History Month is being celebrated. Does it mean anything to you? And if yes, what does it mean to you?
Oh, yes, it does. In the context of the US, it's really an attempt to showcase that the history of the United States also includes the history of Black people in the United States. And it's a month of creating awareness, especially to my children, about what legacies, both the good and the bad, have come before. We are also, I think, now trying to reach out, because there's a lot of angst in America, a lot of racial intolerance, and sometimes some years it looks like it's getting better, and then all of a sudden it gets triggered again, and then there's so much angst. Right now, there's huge division, and my take is that we have a responsibility to try to get the United States to just tame these demons. This demon has lasted centuries, and it's time for the country to just take a deep breath and what's this whole race issue? What's it all about? Why are we at loggerheads? Why does my progress seem to be to your detriment? It's a big space. Everybody can grow. There's oxygen for everybody. I don't know. I think with Joe Biden trying to be a unifier, he might lower the tempo over the next couple of years. But the tempo was raised significantly over the last 4 years. And we hope that with the lowering of the tempo, people get more mature, people begin to see things differently. Otherwise, it's unsustainable for the US on a long-term basis. It can't just continue to be like this. So Black History Month, I think, is one of those things that the Black community uses to create awareness to the children that are coming up, that, hey guys, there's a legacy of Black people in this country, both positive and negative, and you have a duty to carry on from here going forward. Yeah. So in my home, we've tried to get my kids, they're young adults now, to tune in and understand some of these little nuances of race in America.
Look, I mean, it's a discussion which is in our home, living, a white family living in South Africa. It's also something which is, now kids went to German school here. So it certainly is a discussion that is well and alive. And I think that beyond the States, you look at Germany, my home country, you look at Europe, there are many issues that need to be raised. And as you say, it's about the communication. It's about the saying there's enough oxygen and let's get closer to one another and stop that division. But there still seem to be people who find, I would almost say, a weird pleasure or whatever out of it to sow that division and to keep people apart instead of letting them come together. George, I really, really appreciate your time. I look forward to a more lengthy private chat. I thank you for your time. I wish you all the best with Ibom Air and the expansion plans, and I look forward to flying with your airline one of these days. Thank you so much. I send kind regards to Nigeria from Cape Town and wish you a fantastic day. Thanks for your time, George.
Thank you so much, Nils. It's good to see you again. You're growing younger, man. You're growing younger.
Thank you.